Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me on this channel, Adults ESL Online Learning. I'm Dr. Hernandez Smith. In this video, we are going to be looking at lessons A, B, C, D, and E from part 4 of the Google Classroom course of shopping. This is a continuation of part 4, and these lessons are focused on reading. Part 4, Reading Lesson A. How many credit cards should you have? How many credit cards do you have in your wallet? Are you worried about getting into debt? Many Americans carry 4 or 5 credit cards, but others have more than 10. Is it a good idea to have so many credit cards? Some people almost never pay cash. It's easier to use a credit card. They use their credit cards for everything: food, clothes, gas, utility bills, and rent. However, when the bills arrive, people who have too many cards sometimes can't afford the minimum payments. It's also difficult to keep track of so many cards. It's not uncommon to have stored credit cards. Some stores offer a 10 to 15% discount when you use their credit card. They also offer coupons and other discounts, but be careful. The interest rates on these cards can be very high. It's a good idea to use a store credit card at your favorite store if you shop there often. But you should pay off the account balance immediately. That way you won't pay any interest. Debt counselors say that it's a good idea to have at least 2 cards. Use one card for everyday living expenses and keep the other one for emergencies. They suggest choosing credit cards with low interest rates, keeping your account balance low, always trying to pay more than just the minimum payments, and having no more than 6 cards. Number 1, what happens to some people when they have too many credit cards? They don't have to pay any interest. They get a 10 to 15% discount on everything they buy. They get a low interest rate. They can't afford the minimum payments. Number 2, what do some stores offer when you use their credit card? They offer discounts and low interest rates. They offer a 10 to 15% discount. They offer free gifts. They offer coupons and free gifts. They offer a 10 to 15% discount. Number 3, why is it important to pay off your account balance immediately? You can get lower interest rates. It's easier to keep track of your bills. You can get discounts. You won't have to pay interest. Number 4, how many credit cards do debt counselors say you should have? They say you should have 3 cards. They say you should have at least 6 cards. They say you should have at least 2 cards. They say you should have at least 4 cards. They say you should have at least 2 cards. And click Submit. If you have any questions about Part 4 Reading Lesson A, you can write your question in the comment section and click on the post. Part 4 Reading B, Lesson B. The text is the same. Now we're going to write in our answers. Number 1, choose credit cards with low interest rates. Number 2, keep the account balance, keeping your account balance low, low, low. Number 3, always try to pay more than just the minimum. Number 4, have no more than 6 cards. Have no more than 6 credit cards. 6 credit cards. Then click submit. If you have any questions about Part 4 Reading Lesson B, type it in the class comment section and click on post. Part 4 Reading Lesson C. Choose the correct answer. Number 1, minimum rate, payment, cost. Payment, minimum payment. Number 2, credit card, credit payment, credit budget. Credit card. Number 3, interest card, interest rate, interest counselor. Interest rate. Number 4, debt rate, debt card, debt counselor. Debt counselor. Number 5, family payment, family budget, family card. Family budget. Click submit. If you have any questions about Part 4 Reading Lesson C, add it in the class comments and click post. Part 4 Reading Lesson D, budget, counselor, credit, interest, minimum. We're going to use these words to complete these sentences. Number 1, I don't have any credit cards. I don't have any credit cards. Number 2, the rate is very high. The interest rate is very high. Number 3, we always make a family budget. Number 4, what is the payment? What is the minimum payment? Number 5, why don't you talk to a debt counselor? Why don't you talk to a debt counselor? Click submit. If there are any questions, add them to the class comments and click on post. Part 4 Lesson E. Part 4 Reading Lesson E. We're going to use these words: credit card, debt counselor, family budget, interest rate, and minimum payment. Number 1, I canceled my credit card because the minimum payment was over 25%. I canceled my credit card because the minimum payment was over 25%. Number 2, now we can save enough every month. We made a family budget. Now we can save enough money every month. Number 3, when you borrow money and pay it back later. When you use a credit card, you borrow money and pay it back later. Number 4, we talked to a debt counselor to help us solve our financial problems. Talk to a debt counselor to help us solve our financial problems. Number 5, The smallest payment you can make each month is the minimum payment. The smallest payment you can make each month is the minimum payment. Click Submit. If you have any questions about Part 4 Reading Lesson E, please add them in the comment section and click on the Post button. Homework. Here is the homework for Unit 7 Shopping. It reads, read the article, circle the correct answers. Worried about spending too much? It's the end of the month, and suddenly you don't have enough money for the electric bill, the rent, or credit card payments. What can you do? Here are some tips if you are worried about spending too much. First, write down your family budget. How much does your family spend each month on food, clothes, entertainment, and transportation? Then think of easy ways to spend less on each item. For example, you could try to buy some things at a thrift store. Another strategy is to compare prices online, especially if you are buying something large like a TV or computer. You could also look for coupons and discounts in the newspapers. Some people spend too much because they use credit cards with high interest rates and only make the minimum payment. If you want to save money, use only one credit card or use a debit card or cash instead. Then you will not be afraid of getting into debt. The main idea of the article is how to save money. Number 2, write down your family budget means A, make a list of your debts, B, make a list of your savings, C, make a list of your expenses, or D, make a list of ways to save. Make a list of your expenses. C, first write down your family budget. How much does your family spend each month on food, clothes, entertainment, or transportation? These are expenses. That's why the answer for number 2 is C. Make a list of your expenses. Number 3, the article suggests 3 ways of A, buying better things, B, controlling your spending, C, paying off your debt, or D, paying your bills. B, controlling your spending. Here are some tips if you are worried about spending too much. That's helping us control spending. Number 4, the article says that the credit card bills are often high because A, people only make the minimum payment, B, people don't have too many cards, C, people don't save money, or D, people use debit cards. A, people only make the minimum payment. B, underline the correct word in each sentence. Number 1, an adjective. Make a family budget. Family. Number 2, a noun. Don't use a credit card. Card. I don't use a credit card. Card is the noun. Number 3, a noun. What is the interest rate? Rate is the noun. Number 4, an adjective. How much is the minimum payment? Minimum. Do you have any tips for saving money? Write 2 tips. Follow a budget carefully. And number 2, always pay off the balance every month. If you have any questions about the homework, please add your question in the comment section and click on the post button. button. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope this video gave you some practice in English. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. That way you'll be notified when more content is uploaded. Bye-bye.